Hello guys, I'm sorry you have to see my mug up this close, but it's the only way I can get the iPad to fit on the table, so I apologise for this before I start this review. I'm going to review the album Noel Gallagher's Chasing Yesterday, Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds' brand new album Chasing Yesterday, which is out next week. It was leaked on the internet there 10 days ago. I'd say best part of you probably got a good listen of it beforehand, but it's due out next week, and anyway it's actually streaming on iTunes at the moment for free if you want to check that out as well as of today. Personally I think it's just a great album. I love it straight away, straight from the very first listen. I loved it, but I think over time it's just after getting better and better with every listen. There is a couple of weak tracks on it, but what album doesn't have a weak track on it? There's only a few masterpieces that actually don't have a weak track on it, but it has two weak tracks. I personally think, you may contradict me, and you're well in your right to contradict me, and this is just my personal opinion of the whole album. And anyway, I'm going to start with Riverman, which it's the opening track and it's just amazing. He's after kind of taking away the Oasis sound on some of these tunes, which some people get a bit pissed off with. I think it's great. I love that he's actually going and doing different things and kind of widening his horizons sort of thing, as he's not in Oasis anymore. He's a solo artist now, so you know, some people don't like that. Once the song is good, I don't care personally what's in it. That's my own opinion. Once it's a good song, you know, that's just my opinion. And anyway, some people want to say, you know, but doesn't sound like Oasis. He's not in Oasis anymore, guys. He's doing his own thing. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Chop my head off. Feel free to comment below. Right, so we're going to start off with Riverman, which I absolutely love. It has a heavy influence of Pink Floyd in this one. Read the saxophone, and it has a great solo in it. Plus, he said in interviews that he was listening to a track by Brian Petro called Pinball, which was released in 1974, that he heard off Morrissey. And he was originally going to do the track a completely different way, but after hearing that, he kind of put that sound into Riverman, and I'm glad he did, because it's a brilliant opener, great track, real spacey sound out of it, and I just love it from the first listen. But now, even 10 days later after listening to it again, I think it's just quality, one of his best tracks on the album. So I'm going to give that one, Riverman, a 10. Now moving on to the second track, In the Heat of the Moment. It's not one of my favourite tracks. It's really because of the na 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 part that kind of puts me off. There's no major influence I can personally see in it. This is a typical Noel Gallagher tune. Like, it's a good tune. Like, I like the song, you know, but the na na nas, it's like something out of a Teletubby program or something thrown into the track, and it just puts me off every time I hear that part. If that wasn't in it, I think I'll enjoy it more now personally. So hopefully now, when we hear the acoustic performances of it and all, you'll really hear it the way it's meant to be played, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's a weak track. It's not a skipper, but it's a weak track in any way, personally, I think. So I'm going to give that one a 6. And then we can move on to track 3 of the album, which is The Girl with X-Ray Eyes. I think this is quality tune. He gets loads of different influences in this particular track. You can pick 6 or 7, but I'm just going to go with the 3 that I felt off it. He's even robbing off himself in the track. Like, there's the Master Plan. You can get hints of the Master Plan. Stairway to Heaven. There's a real heavy Bowie influence in it. Even Hotel California, you can get hints of Hotel California off it. But I love this track. When I heard it first, I was like, yeah, it's alright, like, but after a couple of listens, I think it's brilliant. I love that one. So I'm going to give that a 9. The Girl with X-Ray Eyes. Great tune altogether. Now moving on to track 4 is Lock All the Doors, and this is a stomper. Typical Oasis sound of this, with the Sex Pistols thrown into it as well. It's a real stomper, this one. 23 years to write. He had the chorus for 23 years and figured out the verses for it and all only recently. And it's a stomper. It's an absolute turn the volume up to 11. I love it. Great tune. I'm going to give that one a 10. Then after that we're going directly to what I typically call this. This is pure Noel Gallagher, this tune. An amazing tune. It's leaked on the internet now, I think 2 to 3 years. He did a sound check on it, and it's been leaked for ages. If you haven't heard it, you're in a different planet if you haven't heard it on the internet. But the studio version, I think, he did a great job with it. The Dying of the Light, an absolutely beautiful song. I think it's up there with one of his best tunes ever wrote, personally. But this is like, you'd say, like other parts of the album have influences and all. This is just pure Noel. This is Noel Gallagher at his best, I think. This is Noel, and there's no other influence from it, really. A lovely song. I'm going to give that one a 10. Now we go on to track 6, which is completely left field, I think, for Noel, and for that's why I love it personally. Some people say, I don't like it, I'm not into it, I don't like all this sax stuff and all. Well, that's fair enough. Everyone has their own opinion on songs, which is great. But I think it's brilliant. It's real left field, and when you hear it at first, it's like an instrumental. I thought this is going to be like an instrumental part of the album or something, like the way it goes on when it starts off, like real with all the sax and all the whole lot. It's real 60s, 70s smoky room vibe to it, like, you know. I love it. But then it just goes into the song. Then it was singing and I couldn't believe it when I heard it, and I love it. The Right Stuff, brilliant track, love it. Some people may not love it. I think it's brilliant. And anyway, I'm gonna give The Right Stuff a 10. Now we go into track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. While the song remains the same. Now there's people absolutely going nuts for this song. I like it as well. It has a real kind of George Michael feel to it, I think, with this kind of the burst of sax. It's like something out of Listen Without Prejudice from George Michael's first solo album, or second solo album, I think it was, back in 1990. It has that kind of Waiting for the Day or something George Michael about it. I don't know what it is, but I like the tracking anyway, while the song remains the same. I'm going to give that one an 8. Now we're going up to my next week track. Well, the second week track. The only 2 week tracks I was talking about was In the Heat of the Moment, and the second week track, and the one I don't like at all, is The Mexican. I just can't get that into my head. That's an instant skipper with me now, that particular track. It's real Rolling Stones vibe to it, and everything else to it, but the lyrics on it are that crack kid on crack, and no, it doesn't do it for me at all. So that's the weakest song out of the whole album, I think. Instant skipper for me. It's the only skipper for me, really, to be honest with you. And I'm going to give that one a 5. And then we go on to number 9. You Know We Can't Go Back. This is like something from Be Here Now, B-sides. It's brilliant. It's a real summer vibe tune to a real positive summer vibe. Real Noel Gallagher positive tune. And I really like this one. You can see this being played in summer now, having a beer with that in the background. Great tune. I'm going to give that one a 9. And then we go on to track 10, which is The Ballad of the Mighty Eye. Another controversial one for fans. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's brilliant. I love it. First listen was a bit weird, but then after a couple of listens in, yeah, I like it. It's a good old track. I like that one. Johnny Marr's guitar playing in it is brilliant. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that one. That's a great track as well. But all in all, I'm going to give the whole album as a compilation, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's just as good as the first album. Some weak tracks in it, obviously, but like not every album is not gold all the way through. Not every album is gold all the way through. But I really enjoyed the whole album, and I can't wait for it to be released. I will be buying the deluxe edition that is due out. I'm going to get it on CD, and I'm going to have it on full blast from here on in to the end of the year. So anyway, this is my review of Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, Chasing Yesterday. Talk to you soon.